Welcome to Moldavia, one of the historical regions of Romania. And welcome to Iași, the historical city and capital of this region for over 3 centuries, from the 16th to 18th century. City of the Seven Hills, like Rome, this is the city of the first university in the country, University of Alexandru Ioan Cuza, which was built in 1860. This is the city of poetry and the first theater show in the Romanian language. The first documentary attestation of Iași comes from 1395, and the first written mention from a document dating 30 years later. In 1564, a bloody and whimsical ruler, Alexandru Lăpușneanu, moves the capital of Moldavia from Suceava to Iași. A period of flourishing of the city begins in all aspects: commercial, cultural, and social. In 1640, the ruler Vasile Lupu founded here the first school in Romanian and a printing house also in Romanian within the Church of the Trei Ierarhi. The city was set on fire several times, from 1530 until 1686, by Tartars, Turks, Cossacks, and Poles. Being located in the way of the Russian-Turkish War, the city was conquered several times for 2 centuries by the armies of the 2 empires. In 1847, a memorable meeting took place in Iași, in the house of the boyar Alecu Balș, between the famous composer Franz Liszt, on a tour in the distant lands of Moldavia, and Barbu Lăutaru, considered a genius of Romanian fiddle music. After the humble fiddler of the fiddlers played the piece barely improvised by Franz Liszt on the piano, the great composer would have said to him,
"Drink, fiddler Barbu, my master, drink, because God made you an artist and you are bigger than me."
In Iași, 3 projects of the famous French architect Gustave Eiffel are alive. The railway bridge from Ungheni, built in 1877, the wall and arrow hole, built in 1873 and demolished by the communist regime in 1988, and the Hotel Traian, built in 1882. Even the works on the latter building were carried out by Gustave Eiffel's company, at the request of the former mayor of Iași, Scarlat Pastia, who handed over and demolished several shops of his own to make room for the new construction. Originally designed as a theater, the building was ceded by the owner for being later transformed into a hotel, which is still today. Iași is the initiator of the revolution of 1848, which later spread throughout Romania. In 1859, following the union of the Principalities of Moldavia and Wallachia, the capital of the kingdom moved to Bucharest, and Iași is slowly moving in the shadow of history. This is until the World War I, when the city became for 2 years the capital of refuge of the entire Kingdom of Romania, in 1916 and 1918. The Romanian authorities, the royal court, as well as an entire administrative government, but also many civilians, came to Iași to take refuge from German troops. Surrounded by German troops on one hand and by the troops of Bolshevik Revolution on the other, Iași and the entire region of Moldavia, to which the entire kingdom of Romania was reduced, resisted, thanks to the heroism of Romanian soldiers, the genius of the Romanian army's leaders, but also the support, not very broad, of Allied troops, French in particular. The Second World War was also a difficult test for Iași. 5 days after the country's entry into the war, Marshal Antonescu initiated the pogrom of Iași, and in just 3 days, more than 30,000 Jews were killed. After the 1989 revolution, the city of Iași, one of the most important university centers in Romania, became an important hub in the field of computer science.